anamorphic template for your image. It's at least I think it'll work. First of all, create a blank file. Okay, that's easy enough to do. File in Photoshop, file new, define what size you wanted. I just picked a size on this thing of image size 8 by 10 really. 8 by 11, 300 dpi, whatever image size you want, you can decide what that is. So that's what I picked here just to start. What I did then is I copied this image over. You can see there's only one layer at this point. Okay, I'm going to make some grids and make two layers on top of that. So what I'll do right now, just to show that Command J, I've got two layers now on top of this thing. I'm going to put a grid on each one of two different color grids on these two layers to create a 3D template. Okay, the way I'm going to do that is I want the grids to be about 10% of the size of this thing here. So what I'll do now is go to File, New, and this particular file I'll take the same size to start with. Okay, this is the same size file as the other one, but at this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to make it smaller so I can make a grid out of it. Image size 8 by 10. I'll just easier if I do it in pixels. This is 2400 pixels, so 10% of that, this is locked, is going to be 240. Okay, so it's 10% of the size of the other one. Okay, in order to make a grid out of this thing, I'll do a Command A, select all, right? And then edit. If I can remember where that stroke. It's going to create a stroke on the outside. I'll create this. I'm going to do a 3 pixel stroke. Okay. Then I'm going to deselect. You see there's a slight little stroke on the outside of this thing. I'm now going to do a edit, define pattern. I'm going to call this red stroke grid. All right. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'll select again. Select the whole thing. I'm going to create a different color stroke now. Stroke. I'm going to create a blue stroke. 3 pixels. I'm going to go back to File. Edit. Define pattern, and I'll call this blue stroke grid. So I've got those 2 grids defined. I can close this thing now. I'll use the grids as I go back now to this. This is the image I'm gonna make it out of. What I did where I created this image was on Adobe Firefly. Okay, you can create. I just described what I wanted, and it created the image. So that's the image I'll use. So I'm going to go back to my original grid here, and with these 2 layers, I'm going to create one of the layers will be the floor or the bottom, and the other layer will be the back. So let's just take this first layer here. I'm turning that layer off. Go to the first layer, okay, and I'm going to go to Edit, Fill. Select pattern, and if I see which pattern is, I did this earlier, so I've got 4 of these here, but here's a little blue and red. I'll just do the blue first. You see I've got that one. Now I'm going to go to the top one here. I'll fill that with a red. Edit, Fill, Pattern again. This one will be red. So if I look at one grid, as I turn it off the top layer here, you can see that I'm now showing the blue. I'll turn on the top layer, so on the red. All right. Now what I'm going to do is select one of the grids. So let's just select the red one here on top, and I'm going to transform that. Edit, free transform. Pull this down to about a third of the way down. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact, okay. A third of the way down. And then what I'm going to do is take the side areas and pull them in. So let me just confirm that. Edit. Transform perspective. That should work. Take it in until it's about a third, so that looks like the floor of this thing. I'll confirm that now. So now it's been confirmed. If I bring the superhero in now and lay that on top of the floor, so that the bottom of this image is lined up with the bottom of the top image, I'm going to get the top, the little flame is the top part of this, the highest part. I'm going to get that so it's all within the floor, if you will, all within that bottom part. Since I squunched it down, I'm going to have to scrunch it in a little bit here on both sides to get it to be about the same looking as that one there. So it looks about the same. I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit further. I didn't get it down far enough. It's got to be down further down there. That should be it. I didn't confirm that. Let's confirm that. Now I've got those two together. I'm going to select both the image and the red grid. Okay. And with having those both selected, I'm going to go up now and try to get these two grids to line up. Okay. So right now I'm just going to raise that up to this point here. Confirm that. Edit. Transform perspective. That's going to be about there. Confirm that. Now I'm going to still want to get that edit, retransform. Second, let's do that. I want to get that little red line all the way up to the top so that the two grids are aligned. Now if I can tell the two grids are aligned just by turning off, they're pretty darn close. I'm turning off the red grid on top to see the blue grid below it, and they're pretty close. So I can turn those grids off. I don't need that. That's the image is now ready for whatever you want to do.